For anyone who's interested, the house next door to us, which is on a little less than 2 acres, it was owned by the same people we bought our property from. They actually lived there. It is back for sale again. So if you want to live next to all this and be our neighbors, we'd highly encourage you to check it out, and I'll leave a link below so you can check out the property listing. Yeah, it's a nice little house, and you have some great neighbors. Okay, welcome back to the homestead. Today will be our perennial garden tour. It'll be pretty quick because there's a lot of stuff not planted. We have a pair of robins that made a nest right next to the outdoor shower. So there's 3 babies, hungry babies, and a daddy chirping at me from in the background. So you're going to hear that quite a bit. All right, we'll start in this corner. This is our really well producing Jerusalem artichoke bed. We have not cleaned it up at all. I still need to do that. And there are some flowers that are taking over. I'm not even sure what these flowers are. I really like them. They're wildflowers. They're everywhere. And the hummingbirds like them, so I'm just going to leave them. But yeah, and the Jerusalem artichokes are furiously growing. All right, and then here's my mint family bed. This is the lemon balm. And we've got some spearmint in the middle, which seems to be losing the battle, which is kind of funny. And then bee balm, which is what I make my Earl Grey tea out of. And it looks like I need to start doing some harvesting. Both the lemon balm and the bee balm. All right, so that one's growing well. This is my first year. And I'm working on my kiddie pool garden. I really should have filled it up a little more with dirt, but it's still doing well. The radishes, the beets, and the turnips are up. I have lots of greens out of here. Weedy bed that I had my artichokes in last year. Haven't gotten to that yet. Garlic is doing absolutely wonderful. This garden bed has nothing in it but weeds at the moment. And next to that, we have our bed that we grew turnips in last year. Turnips? Parsnips. So these are the parsnips that overwintered so that we can get seed. So we've got lots of parsnips that are getting ready to flower, and then we'll be saving seed from them to grow our own. I think there were onions in here last year as well. The raspberries that we planted 2 years ago have completely decided to take over the garden. So as fast as we can, we dig them out. But, and replace them, give them away, transplant them, whatever we need to do. But that bed is doing amazing. Okay, so let's see. We grew potatoes in this area 2 years ago, and we haven't used it since. I think we're planning on putting another perennial bed in there for strawberries. This was the rhubarb that we split last year, and as you can see, it's doing wonderful. And so is that thistle plant that I really need to get out of there. Okay, and then here's another rhubarb bed doing wonderful, as well as a little bit of horseradish in that bed, and that's doing great. And more raspberries. Look at those suckers, they're everywhere. Okay, and then we've got our 2 asparagus beds, also doing wonderful. I was able to weed and fertilize one, haven't done the other one. Then we've got our 2 older strawberry beds, which are doing great. They're flowering. I mean, they've been fuller and thicker before, but we did just plant a new bed this year, so I'm not too worried about having enough. We did some weeding in these beds, and they're looking a little better. Behind that We did plant some strawberry runners in that bed, I think 2 years ago, and they're really getting overcrowded by weeds and peppermint mint. Chocolate peppermint, that's what it is. So that bed has a lot of weeds that I need to clean out. It's nonstop, really. And then this beautiful chocolate peppermint, which I harvest all the time. It does grow out in the lawn as well. The grass. And we mow it down, and it smells really good when you walk on it. And then these are the parent rhubarb plants. Yeah, I really need to harvest rhubarb, don't I? There's also a couple of asparagus plants mixed in here. I think you might be able to see. There it is. So there's about 3 asparagus plants in here as well. They were the first ones we planted. All right, and then all of those beds that had garlic in it last year are taking a rest this year. I do need to weed them and fix them and fertilize them, and we'll use them probably for fall crops this year. And that's everything. Oh, one more thing. Well, a couple more things. This is one of my herb beds. Very weedy, but I do have a few things growing in here. Well, comfrey, as you can see, which is getting ready to flower. And okay, that's basically it. And then we have another raspberry bed here, which has mixtures of raspberries. So some actually produce until the fall time, and we kind of like that. And then I just set up my nice hummingbirds feeding station. I'm really happy about that. And then right here we've got the bird feeder. We've had Baltimore Orioles, a red tufted woodpecker, chickadees, trying to think what all we've had. And those are the most recognizable ones, I think. And then both of our birdhouses have families of tree swallows nesting in them. So we got a pretty full yard. A lot of birds, a lot of bees, a lot of insects, chickens, and lots of food. All right, thanks for joining me on this quick garden tour. When there's stuff planted in the rest of the garden, I'll give you a tour of that too. I have a lot of work to do to get those beds figured out. It's been so wet here this spring, as it is everywhere. Everyone's having a late planting season that it's just kind of crazy. So, all right, thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time.
Thank you for being here with us on our homesteading journey. If you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the bell to be notified of our new movies. From Maine.Homestead.Project, I'm Victoria.
And I'm Gary.
From our homestead to yours, have a productive and beautiful day.